76,000 in Wembley today. A great occasion and a fabulous atmosphere. Well, let's take a check on the two cup final teams, starting with Chelsea, who line up then with Norwegian Frode Grodash in goal, Steve Clarke in central defence along with Frank Leboeuf, and places two for Scott Minto and for Eddie Newton in midfield. As expected, it's the new Footballer of the Year Zola and Hughes up front, which means there's no room for Vialli, although, as I was saying earlier, he is on the Chelsea bench with Craig Burley and Andy Myers, right?
Well, certainly we expect them to play with a back four, which will slightly surprise a few people, but Frank Sinclair playing on that right-hand side at right back, and Dan Petrescu pushing on the right-hand side. But the person we'll all be looking for throughout the game will be Gianfranco Zola.
Wise for Chelsea. Rolled up to Di Matteo. He has Hughes making an angled run ahead of him and opened up some space. And a goal! Oh, fantastic start! Roberto Di Matteo! Inside 45 seconds.
Well, that was an incredible goal. Middlesbrough backed off, and Di Matteo just kept running with the ball, and eventually thought the only option was to have the shot, and what a strike it was. But it did dip viciously, and it was a tremendous strike.
Di Matteo, lovely little ball through. Scott Minto came herring through then, almost won the sprint.
It was a great ball from Di Matteo there, wasn't it? And he was hit with the ball and just took enough pace off it, but it was a superb ball, Di Matteo there.
Minto hovering over the ball, with all eyes as well on Gianfranco Zola, who is now to whip it in, and Roberts to palm it away.
There's the save there. Good movement across to his left-hand side, but apart from that, he's done well in this first half.
Frustration for Middlesbrough. There's the half-time whistle. Di Matteo's goal proves to be the only one of the half, and it came after just 43 seconds. So there we are, the half-time stage in the 1997 FA Cup final. It's Chelsea who lead Middlesbrough by 1-0. The goal from Di Matteo inside the first minute. 1-0 to Chelsea. Good defending. Zola has only Hughes for support. Maybe exhaustion beginning to creep in, but not for Zola. Still Zola! What a good stop by Ben Roberts. He got his angles absolutely right there. After some wonderful jet kick play from Gianfranco Zola.
I mean, there he's been nearly felled twice. He's gone past two people, looks up, he can't find anybody to play it with to start off with.
Now Scott Minto, here's Zola again with Dennis Wise. Is he going to be the man to hold aloft the FA Cup in a few minutes' time? Leboeuf to Wise. Now Newton to take it on. He's got Petrescu ahead of him, and Hughes. This is Petrescu. And Zola, it's in! Eddie Newton has made it two for Chelsea. And surely now the cup is theirs.
Well, it was a very well-worked goal, wasn't it? I mean, it was a number of passes struck together, opened up the Middlesbrough defence, and Zola's put the pass with the outside of his foot back to Newton was outstanding. Delightful little ball to Zola at the back post. Zola didn't panic, knew what he had to do, outside of the right foot. There you go, nice little goal for you, Eddie. But it's a superb move and one that deserved a goal.
Now it's Sinclair to Leboeuf. Well, understandably, Middlesbrough heads are dropping now. Another day of dejection for them in this quite extraordinary season. That's it! The FA Cup belongs to Chelsea. At long last, their 26-year wait for a major trophy is over. Dream finale to Ruud Gullit's first season as manager, as he becomes the first foreign coach to win a major English trophy. A wonderful day for Chelsea. Well, this is all about the FA Cup, and it will be handed over in a moment or two to Dennis Wise. And he's a chirpy little fellow, such a character, and he'll be loving this moment. Well, he's one of the smallest ever to lift the trophy. Might be too much for him. You better not drop it, Dennis. A moment to savour. And no doubts really, Ray, that on the day, they were the better team overall.
No, they certainly were. They deserved it. I thought they would have won it more comfortably than what they did with the amount of possession they had. Middlesbrough really only had 20 minutes of the first half, and apart from that, Chelsea were in control, and for me, definitely deserved the trophy.
Chelsea, FA Cup winners, 1997.